Welcome back to The Devil's Advocate with me, your host, Matthew Cohen. I'm so excited for my first show back after the summer to have two of my really good friends, Steve Dawson and Robert Varvara, on the show. Actually, I got the idea from this for like 5 minutes ago, but this is my first threesome, you would call
Congratulations.
it, on the
Congratulations.
podcast. So you know,
really proud of you.
honored
It's
to
back
have
to
the two of
school,
you.
so it's good to try new things.
I mean, making back to school with threesomes, I won't
know.
go there, but
Yeah.
But I'm so excited to have you guys on.
Thanks for having us.
You're two of the best brokers I know in the city. Just to give everyone a little bit of context, Steve and Robert have been in the business for almost 30 years combined. They are two of the top brokers, not only in New York City, but also in the country. They do very high end, but also what we would call a little bit more low end, which is what I buy. They're at Compass. They're amazing partners. And let's start there. So
Thank you for that warm introduction.
of course, of course.
We love you.
I could have made it a little bit harsher, but I
You
held
could
back.
have. You could roast us too. We can
Yeah.
take it. Yeah.
So when did you guys become partners in business? I should just verify.
Rob's married to a woman.
Clarify. Not
I was
verify.
married to a man.
So when did you guys become partners? How did that happen? Take me through it.
That's a good story. Do you want to
Yeah.
start?
So we formed our team in 2018. Steve and I have known each other for a long time. And we did a deal together. I would say it was probably in 2016, around that time.
Yeah, or even
maybe a little
earlier.
bit before.
Yeah, I think earlier.
Yeah, and that was when we really got to know each other, and it was a great deal. It was really my first time working with Steve, and we formed a friendship there.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing is in our business, right? Like when you do a deal with someone on the other side and it's really enjoyable, like it forms a bond in a way that I think is unique, right? Because we do a lot of deals with people who are like, yeah, great. I'm so happy this is done.
I was going to say, it's very rare to have an enjoyable experience with someone else, because if anyone doesn't know, the egos in our business are wild.
And so we stayed friends, we stayed in contact. And then he came to me when he was looking to make a change from his role that he was in, and just to get my advice, really. But I was like, why don't you come and join me and we can start this team? And it went from there.
That was it. I mean, I asked him out. I asked if he would come get, if he could come grab a cup of coffee. And it was really just to pick his brain, because I know he had recently broken off and formed his own team, and that's something that I was thinking of doing. So I was just meeting with different people in the industry, and that's how it just kind of
it was very
started.
organic.
Yeah.
It's funny because you went from one Steve to another Steve.
I did.
Right,
I did.
exactly. And I think
I
the
have a
other
thing for Steves.
He
I
has a
mean,
thing for Steves.
I get it.
He does.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that is great, which I don't even know at the time we realized, is we're kind of a yin and yang, right? Like he has qualities that I do not have, like organization and like team building and things that are needed to grow a team, right? I love just being out there and talking and selling and doing. And he brought to the table things that really helped foster the growth of our team.
So you just like doing the business. And
I just like doing the business.
You're the organizer.
He's more of the organizer. I like teaching. I love that aspect, but like I'm also not like rigorous enough, we're to keep it on the schedule. He got us on schedules with like junior agents and calls and making sure that we were helping and really helping people grow. Coaching, really.
Team building.
He brought coaching, which like I was always like, coaching. I'm not gonna do that.
It's actually funny. I always a partnership I really like in the city are Ari Harkov and Warner Lewis.
Yeah.
And I think of them when you say this, because Warner's always like, I just want to like meet people and sell. Yeah. And Ari's like total CEO, coach, like
very intentional.
Exactly.
And that's Rob too.
Way more organized.
Yeah.
So speaking of coaching, so do you guys have agents who work with you on your team?
We do.
Outside of them, have you guys ever mentored agents like that don't work for you?
I have a little bit. I think what's happened with my career is people will come to me when they're like, "Hey, my friend is going to get into real estate. Would you talk to them?"
And don't you love that call?
Yeah.
I'm always like, great, another real estate agent.
Well,
in the
no,
city.
I actually really enjoy it. Like, I usually.
So easy. You're going to
it's like, you're going to make hundreds
They're like,
of
I can't wait
thousands
to
of
have my own
dollars.
schedule. It's
Right.
like
It's
the
like,
first
oh,
thing.
the
Yes.
freedom.
Oh
No,
my
I mean,
God.
usually I don't do it over the phone. I sit with them because I'm actually really real with them. And I'm like, look, like, this is hard. Yes, you have a flexibility of schedule, but like, you have to really want to do this and work really hard. In the first few years, you're going to make no money.
Right.
Like, I just set people up and I tell them that. I'm like, so you need to know that. And like, if you're getting into this business in a desperation mode, it's not going to work.
And hey, we already said that Steve has no filter, so
I have no filter.
This is
so
where
I'm like,
it's good.
you know, sometimes they cry.
Yeah, right.
No, but
honestly,
I enjoy doing it.
No, if there's ever a situation to be no filter, that's it.
Yeah.
Like I've
Maybe that's
actually,
why I do it. Yeah.
A fun fact that you guys probably don't know about me is that I've mentored just under 100 agents in the business.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't know that.
And like when I sit down with them, I'm always like, are you sure you want to do this?
Right.
Like that is like literally my first thing. I'm like,
Yeah.
just so you know, there are like 30,000 real estate agents in New York City.
Yeah.
I just want you to make sure that this is really what you want.
And I always say, and 10% do 90% of the business.
It's my favorite saying.
Yeah.
And I say it to
so
clients,
true.
clients all the time, and I like just like
Yeah, and you're like, and I'm one of those.
Is it more formal or like
Yeah, how did you start doing that? That's
doing
interesting.
Oh my God. I mean, because I started, what ages were you guys when you came
I
into the
was
business?
26.
Okay.
26.
Young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was 30, maybe 20.
Rob's
yeah.
like, I was 50. I
Yeah.
just look really
I
good. Yeah. No, so I was 22 when I got into the
I do
business.
remember that you were really young.
Really young.
Like
I
out
mean,
of college.
Right out of college. I was,
Yeah.
well, I had a job in between, but it was like very quick.
At Muhlenberg.
And yeah.
A mule.
Yeah, exactly. Best mascot ever.
Yeah.
Not. No, that's why like people like Nikki Field and Leonard Steinberg, they've like known me since I was 18. Like it's just like the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
No, I don't. From like 22 to 25, I just got like a ton of followers on social media, like following my career. And then just like you said, like a lot of them left their careers, and when they thought of who to talk to, they like reached out to me.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I'd get a
that's cool.
DM at that age, and I'd be like, oh my God, new client.
Yeah.
And then it'd be like,
Can you help me
Right.
the business? Yeah,
I'd be like,
yeah.
great, another. But no, that's because I want to tie it together, because I do think that like coaching and mentoring are different, but they're so good together when, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure like with your junior agents, like how does that?
Yeah, I mean, we've gone through a few different iterations with coaching, right? Like we've done, Rob has been the real coaching advocate. Like I'll let him talk about that, but it's changed over the years, and our team has changed over the years. So now we're doing coaching with Sky Michaels, who used to be internal at Compass, went out on his own. And like we've been doing group coaching, but then we've just transitioned into like doing more individual within the group coaching, and that seems to be really helpful. So I think it really depends on the team and in the personalities. But I mean, Rob definitely has much more kind of a history with coaching.
I find that it's always helped me kind of stay on track and stay goal oriented. I think I'm not the type of person where I'm like coaching and I'm like, I need to make 20 calls today and like set 40 appointments. And, you know, that for me, that works for some people. For other, you know, for me, it's more about mindset. It's about, am I following my goals? Am I living up to what I set for the year? You know, for my personal growth, for team growth, for our production.
Yeah.
And I also think it's very beneficial for us as a team. It's a space for us to come together, to communicate. You know, I think the key to a good partnership and a good team is being able to be very open with each other. And that provides a safe space for communication. And I think that's why we've built a beautiful partnership over these years.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that occurred to me when he was kind of talking about the coaching is, what also has happened is the things outside of the actual coaching that we've implemented, like weekly check-in calls and, you know, kind of really being very open and communicative with team members and like calling each other out on shit, like not letting it fester, right? Like, so there's been a lot of growth, I think, in just like our interpersonal communication skills.
I also think what's always so great about being the coach or the mentor is that you're almost like, to what you just said, you're reminding yourself kind of things that we already know.
Yeah. Right.
Because I'll never forget, I did a deal with John Gomes years ago, and I literally had like a major brain fart during the deal, and I was like, I can't believe I'm forgetting this. Can you please remind me? And I was, at the time, I was like embarrassed to even ask him, and he was like, are you kidding? I forget things all the time. So it's just nice to have that reminder.
Yeah.
But so you have a team now. You came from a team.
Yes.
You know, you were also like kind of with a team.
I had a team with another agent previously. Yeah. So this was kind of my third iteration of a team.
Have you ever worked on your own? I don't think I know that about you guys.
No.
I started.
Yeah. We both started with bigger agents. So I started as an assistant to a big agent at Corcoran. And then I went to Sotheby's and was working with an agent there, and we kind of grew a team. And then I went out on my own, but I wasn't really on my own. I always had somebody else kind of with me, like whether it was a junior agent or an assistant or whatever. So no, not really.
So when you mentor people or even just like talk to them like at a coffee, like give them advice to an agent, are you always like, you should work for a team?
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, that was my, when I left the corporate world. I mean, everyone thought I was like crazy. Everyone I knew, like going from like a high paying like finance consulting job to like being someone's assistant. But when I realized like I wanted to take this seriously, and I grew up around it. My mom's a real estate agent. So
is my mom.
Oh, really?
I knew.
In Michigan?
Yeah.
Where's your mom a real estate agent?
Scarsdale.
Oh
she's
my
on
God.
our
She's
team.
on our team. Oh, stop, really?
She's our Westchester team.
I got to tell all my Quaker Ridge friends.
I know.
You can refer to her.
You know?
And his sister, Janie and
She
Jen,
was upset when I
Yeah.
joined
The
the
whole
course
family.
in Jersey and not Fenway.
So funny.
I mean, I knew that if I really wanted to learn, that I needed to work for someone and learn from them. And I was very fortunate that I met Steve Cohen, who's now at Douglas Elliman.
We can all say great things about him.
He
Great
was
guy.
an incredible mentor, and I feel extremely fortunate that, and he has a really good work ethic that he instilled in me, and just you know, I was also like really during like the boom years, so I was like, oh my God, this is like, you know, 2012, 2013, 2014, and it was like we were selling an apartment a week. I was like, this is the greatest.
Like nothing could eat, like everything flew off the shelf.
Yeah, nothing will ever change.
Oh my God.
Well,
but he was a great mentor, and I feel like that's his philosophy was always, how can I make you successful, which will make me successful?
Yeah.
And I think that's the approach Steve and I take with our team members and with other people we meet with. And I also find mentoring it's very humbling. It like reminds me of where I came from and how hard I worked to get here. I think it's very easy to like lose sight of that.
Yeah, I think that, you know, having a team, like we each have teams. So like, I think, you know, what people forget who run teams badly in our business is that their ego, they can't put their ego aside in order to help people who work on the team, because they're nervous about them basically like overpowering themselves.
Right.
Right.
Or
And
taking their
like,
business or.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm just the way Steve Cohen is. I'm like, oh my God, you like, I hope that you do better than I do, because then it'll make me do well. Like it's all the same thing.
Right.
So
yeah, you have to be a little bit humble in order to do a good job as a team lead.
Yeah.
So with that, we're going to take a break.
Okay.
I'm Brian Scott Cohen, one of the top loan originators in the country and the #1 mortgage originator at Guaranteed Rate Infinity. Guaranteed Rate Infinity arguably has the most advanced tech in the industry. Our completely digital loan process makes it easy and efficient for homeowners, from a 15-minute pre-approval to the digital application and through closing. My team and I would love to help you get into the home of your dreams.
Looking to stage a property but on a tight budget and timeline? Stage with Stage and Fold. Stylish, lightweight, foldable, 3D printed cardboard furniture that looks real. Quick delivery and easy assembly. Staging starts at just $199 a month per room, and setup takes less than 30 minutes. Contact us today to stage smarter, sell faster, save thousands with Stage and Fold.
What do you really need to know about buying or selling a home? First, it's serious business, and it's complicated. There's a lot of money on the table, and emotion too. You need an agent who knows the ropes. So, whether you're buying or selling your home, work with professionals who have a mastery of the craft.
Welcome back. So we were just talking about teams and working on teams and then, going off on your own and all this stuff. I've always been my own agent, right? So like this is a difference between us. I came into the business and I actually had a mentor. Like that's who took me into the business from Morgan Stanley, kind of like finance like you. But I was like a 22-year-old like know-it-all, and I was like, I could do this better than him. So like I like left him. I was like, also I thought that he was not great. We won't go there, but I was like, I can do this better than him, and I can also do this like nicer than him. I remember having that moment where I thought, I hope all agents aren't shark-like he was.
Well, but isn't that I think that's the beautiful thing about like growing up in this business, like I feel like we've all done, is by working with or, doing a deal with someone who's really difficult and like not the kind of personality you want to be. You learn so much about like what you don't want to be.
Totally.
And it shapes, your professional.
It's almost
life.
like dissecting a romantic breakup. It's like
Right.
you learned from it. Now we're not going to do it again.
Yeah, we're never going to do that again. Yes.
But
Or
no,
maybe we will.
Yeah.
I also just, I don't know, my career just took off so quickly. I didn't expect it. So I kind of like, when I was on my own, I was like, why would I change this? Right.
Yeah.
Like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like that was kind of my, thought process. But then obviously when I became 26, like I hired an assistant and then I hired a sub agent, and it was like, it kind of, rolled out from there. But something I love about our business, kind of what we were touching on before, is that there's so many teams, but they're also different.
Yeah.
Very.
You know what I mean? Like one thing doesn't work for
Because there's
another.
no model.
Right,
There's no,
exactly.
like, this is how you build a team.
Right.
It's like,
There's no like
whatever.
tutorial
There
when you're
is
like
none.
starting the job.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I always think it's so funny because I have 5 people on my team and I'm just so lax.
Yeah.
Because I'm used to being on my own. I'm like not super structured. I always tell people like when they want to work on my team, I'm like, just so you know, this is not like, we're not meeting like 5 times a week. I'm always around if you need me, like text, call me if you want to like see each other, but I'm just so lax. I'm like, for me, it's more about the camaraderie because our business can be, I think, so lonely.
Yeah.
I'm just like, hey, like we're all really great people. Let's all like make this more fun and like stuff like that, And I always felt like you guys also have fun, which is important.
We do. Yeah. I think I was very lax before Rob came into the picture. And like when I alluded
love
to this,
that.
I alluded to this.
Yeah,
and he was like, well, wait, no,
Yeah.
like that's great. And we can be good people and be supportive to each other, but have some structure in a way that will help people grow more. And that's,
But I think when we first came together, what I noticed was also just how stressed you were too. Right? Like it was with that lack of structure,
Right.
and I'm not saying I'm not saying you
every
need to be
person is
extremely
different.
rigid. That created a lot of
And I was giving away
unnecessary-
too much of my money.
Way too
Rob
much.
was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I don't know. I just like want everyone to be happy."
But
you know?
but just to counter you, I actually so this is how like everyone's different. Like
Yeah,
I'm
totally.
everyone that has worked on my team and has always worked with me, because I haven't had a lot of like in and out. They're similar. Like they're always stressed about being an agent. They're like, you know, when's my next deal coming? Like what am I going to do to get things flowing? Like blah, blah, blah. And I'm the one that I feel like I relax on by just being like, just like take a deep breath. Like, you know, the less you stress about it, the less you are constantly thinking about what's next. It kind of just like unfolds. I'm like, I really do believe that like people let on to what your energy is. I always feel like, and the more they feel like you're confident and excited about what you're doing and like flowing, they're more likely to introduce you to other people. I just feel that way.
Yeah, I definitely think there's so much truth in that, and like, and it is it's a problem in our business. Like, agents get so, and the newer you are, the more stressed about it you are, right? Because over time you learn like deals seem to just come, you know, when they do, and they always kind of do at a certain point. But it's a real thing. Like, it's a real stress, because it's like, hey, we are commission based, right?
Definitely. I mean, that's why I always say it's been 13 years for me so far. And like, you know, the first 6 were just like grinding. Like I had like no life, but now you see what comes from that.
The fruits of your labor.
Yeah. The fruit. So kind of on that note, so, you know, I always say I have, and it's funny that you put Steve in his place about like how much money you were giving away, because everyone that always works with me is like, you're so, like, I'm so generous with money. Cause I guess I didn't grow up with much. So I'm just so appreciative for what I have. And I also feel like, you know, the people that work with me are like family. Like their success means so much to me. Like I want them to make a lot. Like they deserve it. You know what I mean? But some people have told me I have an unhealthy close relationship with everyone that works with me. So I would love to know, you two as partners, like how much do you see each other outside of work?
That's a good question. I mean, I think more so in the past, like the pandemic definitely changed things.
Yeah.
And then we both had
You also
kids.
have children.
We both had kids at the exact same time.
Yes.
And so we don't see each other as much out of work as we used to.
But we do make an effort to go on trips together.
Yeah.
Where we visit.
Yeah, we go to other markets.
We kind of
that's cool.
a large part of our business is the Compass Network, and we're not going to Chicago and hosting a happy hour for 200 people, but we're going there and
I was
meeting.
Gonna say, where's my invite?
I know,
very
but
intentional.
It's like
Sounds
very
so fun.
intentional.
Yeah.
We go there. We're meeting with
certain agents.
5 of our people there. We've done that in Scottsdale. We've done it in Miami. And that's good time for us together too.
Yeah.
I'm
so
sure
we
Rob
do.
liked Scottsdale with the golf.
Yeah, we didn't. I played. I dropped
of
him
course
off.
you did.
I dropped him off.
I got linked up with like a random bachelor party.
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah, and like I think I went
they were a
shopping
man
or
down,
something.
and
I
I
don't
just
know.
Tell me you got business from that bachelor
I
party.
did no. They were like I don't know, 22 years old.
Oh,
and
that
it
would have
was-
been epic.
But I had
Yeah,
a great
that's-
time.
yeah.
I had a lot
Okay.
of fun.
But that's definitely been a big part of our business, and our time together outside of work has been traveling to other markets, and you know, whether it's for a golf tournament or to network with agents, and we've built a really strong referral network.
Yeah, because it's funny how I think about some partners in the business who I feel like they're not really seeing each other a lot outside of work, but then there are people like Jess Chesler and Ben Jacobs who are like best friends all the time. And I'm like, aren't you sick of each other? Like that's how I feel about like married couples who work together in the business. I'm like, oh my God, what do you like? I could never.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That seems like I could never.
Right? But I see them and it works somehow.
Well, it's a personality thing, right? I mean, it's like that works for some people.
Right.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you're both at Compass. Well, of course you're both at Compass. You were at Corcoran, you were at Sotheby's, you were also at Corcoran.
Yes.
How how have all the companies kind of differed, and just like going from all of them, how has it been?
That's a good question. I think so I started at Corcoran, I was an assistant, and I wasn't there long, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't have a good feel, but I met people like Scott Durkin was the manager.
Love him.
There. Yeah, he's amazing. Yeah. But then I quickly moved on to Sotheby's, which I think my experience there was, it was more boutique, high touch, love the brand. I always say, look, and I think the best judge of a brokerage is how they treat you when you leave. I think that's a really important thing. And I was treated great when I decided to leave. And I would always say, I still say, if I left Compass, I would probably go back.
Oh, wow.
Because they treated me really well, and the team and all of us. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah, and I think that's really important. Compass, it's interesting because I've been there now 10 years.
First, yeah.
So no, I wasn't. I was the second wave. Okay. So Stacy, Leonard, Kyle were the first wave. Scott and Mark, and then I came. Mark. Yeah.
Oh, these are such great people.
Right.
Yeah.
Such great people, and then I came after that the next year. They were 2014. I came in 2015, and so it was this small little startup then, and it was exciting and cool, and people all thought we were nuts for leaving.
Were you the wave when it was still Urban Compass?
Yeah, they rebranded right after I joined.
Oh, it's funny.
And now it's grown into this massive, one of the biggest, national firms, brokerages in the country, and.
But soon Serhant will surpass it.
I mean, I know they just it's
literally every day on my Instagram.
It's like a new market. I'm how is Ryan doing that?
Yeah.
And I'm so happy for him.
Totally. 100%.
We started, I think, the same year, right? And I think there's such a cool thing about starting in a business and staying around long enough to see. Yeah. I remember when Steven Ferreira was getting his start and called
at Town
and would call and ask about deals and and he's now the top agent in the country, right?
It's amazing.
It's incredible to see what Stephen and Clayton have built. It's so.
It also
cool.
makes me feel terrible. I'm just kidding.
No, look, they deserve that.
Totally.
We have a great. We work with them and partner with them on stuff, and they deserve all of their success.
Their director of ops, Spencer Simon's one of my closest friends.
He's amazing.
I love that whole team. I actually liked their original team. They're 6-person team.
Well, now now it's bigger.
It was such a good bunch though.
But they, it's cool to see that happen. And I think, so in seeing Compass's growth and being a part of that growth, to me has meant a lot.
That's awesome.
And I think for Rob too, when he came over. I had started this thing of going to different markets for our retreats and meeting agents, and we built on that, and we built and we built and we built, and to date, the biggest deal we've ever done was from a referral from an agent in San Francisco.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
I love that.
So it's pretty incredible.
Yeah. I mean, I really enjoyed my time at Corcoran. I think I'll say this. I think
talk about brand recognition. I think Corcoran has a great. I think
it was great brand recognition. I felt very fortunate that they kind of accepted me as I was a solo agent there for a teeny bit while I was looking for a team to join. So I felt very fortunate that Elaine.
They had a great training program.
They did.
What I remember.
And William Bowles was my mentor.
Oh,
who's
I
now
like
at Compass.
Okay.
And Elaine Dean was my manager, who's outstanding, and she made me put on a suit every day.
Can you imagine wearing a suit
I would
now?
never.
When was the last time you wore a suit?
No way.
But there was something when you're starting.
I have a pitch today and I'm wearing this.
No, but it's
this is my
it's still summer to me.
Yeah.
If you don't have direction and you don't know what to do every day and you're and you're just getting started, putting on a suit is a good first step to just get you into the right mindset.
When I see someone in a suit, I'm they're so cute.
I'm just your client must think you're so stuffy.
Right.
I don't know. Okay, wait. So I don't want.
No. But I sat on. I think it was the 16th floor when I worked with Steve Cohen at 660, and that was like a who's who.
Yes.
Of the Upper East Side of New York. It was Kerry Chang, Kathy Franklin.
Wasn't Alexis Bodenmeyer there
She
too?
was there.
Yeah.
with Kathy.
Tamir Shemesh, whatever.
Yeah.
But it was
No
like
comment.
but
Also,
So
you had great views from
being
that floor.
like
I
being
remember that.
in there and like that energy and seeing people on the phone every day, like making deal, and it was boom market. Just being in that environment every day, I was so excited to just get up and get to my office. I feel for like a lot of the agents now who don't, that energy. I think, and this is happening not just in real estate, but at a lot of companies.
Yeah.
And
Since COVID. Yeah,
since
just
COVID.
not the same.
just
Yeah,
that
I know.
energy is not there.
It's
but
really important. I mean, we moved offices
Yeah.
to get that energy.
to get more energy.
It's so important.
Yeah.
So, okay, so now, like, let's just have like a little fun. I want to, so a new thing that I started doing my last episode is that I just like to do like, kind of like quick fire stuff.
Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Rob's like, now I'm excited.
All right, let's go.
Uptown or downtown?
Downtown.
Uptown.
Ooh.
That's why we're good match.
See, I like that. Wait, where on the Upper East are you?
I live Manhattan House.
Oh,
on
do you really?
66th and 3rd.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
I've been
yeah.
there for a while.
My aunt is at 201 East 66.
Oh, okay.
The right across the street.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
one of those people who's like, ugh, I hate this building across
Oh,
the
yeah.
street.
I
Like,
love
what
it.
happened to our
Yeah.
neighborhood? I love it. See, like, that's
And then
not
like
even...
Cindy works that building.
Yeah, Cindy
Oh,
worked.
yeah.
Yeah. I would just, she just did a really quick deal there.
But also, like, that's like, I wouldn't even call that super uptown.
It's not.
That's not
We're
super
Lennox Hill.
Mister.
Yeah.
No, I know. I'm just
But he
kidding.
prefers uptown, and I prefer downtown.
I've started to move a lot more of my business uptown.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
As you should. And also, like, with a kid,
Yeah.
I think it becomes easier to focus on, like, where you're living.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
I'm lazy. I don't want to go.
is washer dryer a deal breaker?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
We have
But is that
3.5 year olds.
I was gonna say, is that
You need
changed
it.
since you have a child?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I think once you have it, you can't go back.
You don't realize
That's
how
how I
much laundry
feel.
there is.
Yeah. Once you have a washer and dryer in unit, you can't go back.
Yeah.
I know
Like,
that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Equinox or like private class places like Soul Cycle and all that good stuff.
Equinox. I'm
Private. I have a
daily.
trainer. Ethan, he's a beast. Yeah.
So when are we meeting Ethan? I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
He can be on your podcast.
I mean,
And
truly.
Mr. Olympia.
Oh, there you go.
Actually, one of the best referral sources I have.
Really?
Oh yeah.
So are we paying this trainer a lot?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. We'll talk about that in the next episode you're on. Can you window air conditioners or central air?
I can deal with window, because you know what, for me it's about the space. So like think pre-war.
Yep.
Like if you can, I would sacrifice for I would do window.
I have central, but I would do window.
One of my favorite things, I don't know if you, to your point earlier that we all kind of grew up in this industry, I think one of the things I love about having been this since so young is that I see so many trends and I'm like, how are you willing to compromise for that, paying this money? Like, it never ceases to amaze me.
What, for window ACs?
yeah.
It's just an example. Like I'm like, $8 million Park Avenue
window
classic
AC.
7 with window air conditioners.
I mean, I think that's different, right? Like,
yeah.
yeah, if you're buying an $8 million apartment, like, you better not have window units.
but there is.
I
but,
know
like,
they exist,
know.
but like
That's
you got to
crazy to
renovate
me.
and you got to put split air units.
Crazy.
Like you have to do
It's a-
something.
well, I do think it's also come a long way. So
AC has come a long way,
AC
too,
has
yeah.
come a long way,
You
especially
can
in the
do it
last,
in
like,
any
6
building
years.
now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not an excuse. I mean, it's just expensive.
Yeah,
but you can do it.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, like,
Now ductwork is like that.
Yeah.
You could do it.
True.
but yeah, I would sacrifice for the space.
I think because I
So,
like
like-
grew up with a window AC, and I just like I like that
In
noise.
Scarsdale?
In Scarsdale. Yeah.
Wow.
He had a humble upbringing in
I was
Scarsdale.
gonna
Yeah.
say, did you go to Edgemont or Scarsdale?
Edgemont.
Okay.
I know.
Then now it's all
Shame.
I mean, you're like, I have you on my podcast.
I was on the
oh
other-
my god, the other side of the tracks.
Edgemont.
So
Panthers.
I think I know Steve's answer to this, but upstate or the beach?
The beach.
What's my answer?
I mean, I just feel like you're like a New England.
I just got
boy.
back from
like,
So I'm upstate.
Yeah,
I
come
used to have a
on.
house upstate. So.
Yeah.
I'm still wearing like my beach outfit.
Where were you at the beach?
I'm against it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you have a place there?
No,
I was gonna say fancy.
but it was right on the beach. It was
Ugh,
good.
I love Amagansett.
Yeah.
I see you more in like West Hampton though.
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
I
that
do.
place?
I do. Now that I, know
mean,
the
that was a
Edgemont
dig.
story, I'm
What
just
an
kidding.
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah,
No,
or
no.
maybe what's
What was
the,
like that place?
What's
No,
the
you
other
know,
one?
Surf Lodge?
No,
Oh.
in West Hampton. I don't know if it's still there.
Oh, I don't remember.
A girl once took me on a date there, and I had my sister come pick me up. I felt so uncomfortable.
What? Why?
Yeah.
That's a lot. Wow.
It was just like techno. A
Oh, at
lot of
Surf
fist.
Lodge?
No, it's
That's
in
what I
West
said
Hampton
Surf
or
Lodge.
club.
So it's like Surf Lodge.
Someone's
in
gonna know
West
the name of this
Hampton.
place. I don't know if
Oh,
it's
it's
still
like
there. Neptunes. There we go.
Neptunes.
and you like
There we
wait,
go.
and you like were so like
Yeah.
you were like
Yeah.
scared.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's hysterical.
That's
I was the
That's
smallest
funny.
dude there. Like,
Oh, 'cause it was,
yeah,
like,
it was
beefy
just
guys.
Beefy guys.
Nice.
Techno.
Oh,
Sounds
you
like-
did?
Oh, all right. There we go.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Beefy guys. Sounds like we would have liked it.
I know.
Beefy,
Let's
I'm
go.
in.
Neptunes next weekend.
So wait, so this is one that I, when you're having a first call with a buyer,
Yeah.
and you're going through like a little bit more of the basic like deal breakers, what works, what doesn't.
Yeah.
One of the first things I'll always ask someone is, are you more of a view person or more of a light person? So, view or light?
Light.
Light.
Yeah, I haven't had like I've been in New York a while. I won't say how long. I'm not
What?
aging myself. I've never had a real like view apartment, like whoa, like this view, like helicopter type views.
Yeah.
Light is important. I once literally lived in an apartment in the financial district that looked at a wall and had no natural light. It was the worst. I was like in college. It was the worst year. I was
It's
like,
so
I can never,
depressing.
I will
So
never
depressing.
live. It's so depressing. Yeah.
Same.
Like I need light. I don't
Same.
necessarily need views, but I do need light.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm all light. I lived in an apartment in Dumbo in a loft, and it was
I
at
remember,
30
'cause I run into
Washington,
you
and then
at
it
Equinox.
faced 1 Main Street.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, that building, and it was just a cavernous hole. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I'm an early riser, but when I moved in there, I would
He
sleep
was
till
never
8
in
or
that
9
apartment.
o'clock.
He was
I-
but you were in really good
Yeah.
shape because I always tell you at the Equinox.
That's gonna be Rob's like newest deal breaker: cavernous apartment, like cavernous space.
Yeah.
Okay, one more.
All right.
Let's do. So I this is like a constant conversation with my friends and I, even though my friends are not in the business. I'll always be like, if you had all the money in the world, would you rather have a penthouse or a townhouse?
Townhouse.
Townhouse.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's surprising.
I worked in my career. I've done a lot of townhouse deals.
A lot.
And I don't know. I love the feel of those streets. I love I love the separation of space that you get with kind of more vertical living.
Yeah.
But if it's so vertical, would you need an elevator?
Not now, but in 30 years, yeah. Depends. Yeah. Townhouse.
See, I'm just so my thought has always been with owning a house ever since I bought my house a few years ago. There's just always something wrong with
There's
a house.
always something.
But
wrong.
money's not an
Always.
issue.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's
yes.
And you hire a property
Fair.
manager.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah, true. I guess for me, I'm more just like, if I had all the money in the world, I'd love to have these like sick views and have like a full service building waiting on
can
me.
have
hand and
both.
foot.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
have both.
Wait, I have a
Townhouse
client now
downtown. You have an
where-
uptown pied-à-terre, and that's a penthouse.
Well, now I know I'll go to you guys when
Yeah.
I'm at
Yeah.
that point.
I have a
for an
client.
agent.
We just did something in the West Village.
Steve's
that they
recruiting me
gutted,
now.
Amazing.
And then
Yeah.
we just did the Cortland.
What? Yeah.
So they bought at the Cortland and in the West Village and the townhouse in the West Village. They have both.
Oh, well, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
it's
sometimes
like,
you want to
why
be in
can't
the
you
Chelsea,
do
sometimes
that?
you want to be in the West Village.
Yeah. Why can't you just do that?
Maybe it's because I grew up in a house, but for me it's about the separation of space and the layout of the townhouse. I just find that the flow of it is very appealing. not having any neighbors, not having anyone above you or below you. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess if you're in a penthouse, but also it's kind of, it's freedom to come and go. It's not.
Yeah, you don't have like a
I'm-
doorman. I don't
That's
like
fair.
a doorman.
I am a
I'm
friendly
annoyed
person.
by doormen.
Yeah.
That was gonna be one of my. I will say.
Like in our business,
I love my
we
doorman.
have to deal with doormen all the time.
Fair.
And
I
like,
love it.
there are some amazing doormen, right?
Yeah.
But there are like some others that are not so great. And
I
like,
think that doormen get really helpful once you have children. Like once they get to a
They get-
certain age.
exactly.
Yeah.
100%.
I will
Yeah.
say, I always say that my ideal situation would be one of those buildings on like Fifth Avenue or Central Park West where there's literally a separate elevator for the penthouse.
Oh yeah.
And so you can kind of like avoid the riffraff.
Right, exactly. Yes, you have a private, dedicated elevator.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, you so and so who live on the 10th floor for 10 million, like I need my own elevator so I don't
exactly,
see you.
Exactly.
Guys, thank you so much for coming
Thanks
on.
for having us.
Thank
This
you.
is so
Yes,
much fun.
This
I
was
so
awesome.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
And thank you to everyone out there for listening and excited to have you on next time.